North Korea at this time was a highly ambitious country led by a charismatic, very capable leader, Kim Il-sung. And his immediate mission was to reunify the peninsula under the socialist government, and he sought the support of the Soviet Union and the young country, People's Republic of China. And by early 1950, he was ready to take over South Korea.
Kim Il-sung intended to destroy the rival government in the South. He didn't believe the U.S. would come to the aid of its ally.
At this time, there was no significant U.S. military presence in South Korea. South Korea's military itself was much less developed and prepared.
President Truman called on the UN to resist the invasion. He feared the spread of communism in the Far East. He persuaded an international UN force under the authority of the United States to defend South Korea. For the first time, the United Nations was going to war. They began with a massive naval blockade of North Korea's ports.
With aerial resources providing patrol, with destroyers and other warships available offshore to inspect traffic, you can ensure that the enemy is not putting any goods into those ports, which forces them to move everything overland, which makes fighting all that much more difficult.
Today, one of the blockade ships is moored in London, the mighty cruiser HMS Belfast.
HMS Belfast at the time of the Korean War was still really quite a new warship with many of the high-end capabilities. So while not perhaps quite as new as some of those that had been just launched in the last years of the Second World War, it was still quite an effective fighting platform.
Ron Yardley was one of the ship's crew.
When we sailed from Chatham, I knew that I wasn't going to see my mother again, God willing, for another 2 years. It was such a big adventure, not knowing what the end was when we got to Korea. You had a lot of apprehension, and I don't deny the fact that you got scared.
HMS Belfast patrolled the Korean coast, sailing over 80,000 miles in the combat zone.